What it do?
Hi.
This is the After Raid Hourz podcast. I'm SteviePogo.
It's Jay Titan.
And Jack.
That guy.
Yep.
No Corey, though. Fuck
No,
Corey.
because he in Mexico.
I know, what the fuck? How is this just randomly, I'm going to Europe?
He was in Mexico in December.
I'm going to Mexico. Well,
Corey.
I'd go to Mexico in December, dude. It's fucking
I would love
warm
to
as
go
shit
to
down there.
Mexico.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We got to go before the wall's built. Fuckery.
Over the fucking wall, dude.
Wait, I heard there's a GoFundMe for
There is. It's at,
There is.
check it. It's like 18 million right now.
18 million?
Yeah, but the people like still in Flint, Michigan still have water.
Yeah, so
That's
fun
something?
fact, and this isn't even Pokemon. Well, maybe it's Pokemon related. So if there's muck in your water, which happens from fracking,
Muck is Pokemon related.
it is.
It
There's
is.
muck in your water. Like in Flint, Michigan, it only costs $55 million to fix their water supply. Now that's expensive, but at the same time, it's not.
Right.
And when you're talking about that kind of money, and they already have 18 million on this GoFundMe from 300,000 people for this fucking wall. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's crazy.
Ooh.
Shows people where your priorities are.
For real though.
Yes.
Who would build a wall Pokemon wise? Machamps? Do you think they'd hire Machamps?
You know, I'm going to go with...
Machos? The Conkeldurr and shit like
The
that.
what? Oh, like
concrete
the actual
dude.
construction
Yeah.
worker Pokemon.
What would you use?
What
Would you
was
use a
it?
bunch of Trubbish?
Trubbish? Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
You think
throw-
Trubbish stinks?
Just Trubbish is nasty, dude.
Okay.
I love Trubbish though.
Trubbish.
Can't wait till that comes out and go, and I can just throw that bitch up.
Oh my god.
All right, well, that was a minute and 45 seconds.
Of ups.
Absolutely nothing.
okay.
It's been a while, man, since I've been on the pod.
Yeah,
been busy.
What you been up to? Working out.
Working out, lifting, working, raising kids.
Are you like what is that like? Is a gym rat, and then above that it's like Freak Beast or
It's
something
like,
like,
yeah,
that?
it's like
Freak
You're
Beast.
in between gym rat and Freak Beast.
It's
Right
called
there?
like a 5% or something like that. I'm in between the gym rat and the 5% for sure.
This shit is a 5%. Is that 5% body fat?
Like, no, it's like, so in bodybuilding is hard.
Yeah.
Hard as shit. Between the working out and the dieting, I don't, like, I'm pretty consistent with my diet, but I'm not that crazy with it.
Right.
But to be a successful bodybuilder, to get your pro card, to do shows and things like that, 5% of the people in the world can do it.
Yeah.
And that's where that term comes from. You know, only 5% of people can do this. This is hard work. Shit's hard work.
I'm in the 95%. So
Hey, I want to be. I told my brother today I'm about to get this shit up. And
Right
be
up,
fat
right up.
again.
Well, this next year, we're at the end of 2018, the beginning of 2019 area. This next year will be about consistency, right? And there's consistency in everything.
Yeah.
And I think that'll be huge, whether it's this podcast,
Right.
it's your gymming, actual gymming, not
gymming.
poker gymming.
You could do
Bench press.
both.
I could do
You can do both.
That shit's
Could
hard.
do both. Real hard. It's all, well, the problem is time, right? It's always about time.
If I could 5% in the gym and 5% in Pokemon Go, I'm the shit.
Goals, aspirations.
Aspirations.
But yeah, like I think that's a good theme heading into next year. Other than just survive at this point.
Right.
But
Well,
like,
and see, that always concerns me when people say they need to survive. Like, I understand, like, shit can be a struggle, but I'm like, is it really that bad? Like, in my mind, it's like, did you die, though? Like,
did you die?
that's usually my thought.
Right.
Like,
but I
did you
mean,
die,
we're getting
though?
to the point where people are like, I'd rather be dead.
Yeah, and that's
is
really
crazy.
concerning. Like,
So,
obviously, I don't want people...
Look,
So we're getting into a dark place.
Well,
if you, yeah, but
Pokemon's dark. Have you
There
not
are-
read the backstory of some of these Pokemon?
there are dark Pokemon
They are
out
sad.
That's true.
But, like, some people, I understand the struggles there, but I feel like hopefully this year has equipped people with a lot more knowledge and skill sets to go forward, and they didn't just take that experience and just let it kind of, like, bend them over backwards. That they learned how to, like, handle it better
Right,
so they
yeah.
can take it on better next year.
Right.
At least that's my hope.
So 2019 is the year of progress,
yes,
the year of hope,
hope.
the year of positivity.
Or smacking those bitches down, whatever you want to do.
Smacking them. I don't
What?
wanna say bitches. I love my women.
Bitches
Smacking them.
Bitches give you a universal term. That's how
Okay.
I view it as universal.
I'm sorry. then. Oops. I'll edit that out.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not out.
I don't know.
I'm not editing nothing. What else, Justin? What else is 2019 about to be a year of?
So 2019 is about to be the year. Like you said, progress is huge. It's it'll be in everything. It's an opportunity for us to be better. We're living the next year of our life. Some, there's gonna be new life. And there's a whole bunch of awesome things that are coming out, even like in the kind of pop culture scene. You know, you got like the next Avengers and shit coming out.
Endgame.
Yeah, Endgame, which is foreboding. But either way, outside of that though, like there's a lot of things that we can do, and I think one of the nicest things, like 2018 was a wild year. And one of the coolest things that we can pull from that is a lot more people have been more active. Like last year I didn't, you know, and this again, it's not necessarily Pokemon related, but I've never seen so much activity towards voting than I did for the midterm elections in 2018. So I thought that was crazy, but like building off of that is like this is an opportunity for everyone to take to really take strides in being the best them that they can be. Right. And if you're struggling with that, and if you're, I know like a lot of people have different, you know, mental struggles or blocks or anything like that, don't be afraid to ever ask for help. And it's not a sign of weakness to ever, you know, admit or feel like you need help, because I ask for it all the time. And like, you know, my pride gets in the way a lot of the time, but at the same time, if I'm struggling, I know there are people out there that can help me and everything like that. So if you're the same way, 2018 I think was a really big time to talk about mental illness and a lot of the struggles that people have. I think 2019 will be a good opportunity to take even further steps with that and just be better people.
To actually apply those steps.
Yeah, exactly. It's like one thing to talk about it, but another thing to start acting on it, and I think we can start acting on that coming in this next year.
For sure. I mean, you're talking to somebody, like I have a therapist that I see frequently. 2018 was a crazy year. I had a lot of ups, a lot of downs.
Yeah.
And I was one of those guys, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. You know, there was points in times where I was suicidal. I kind of lived with that. I've lived with depression and anxiety all my life, not knowing that until I started seeking therapy. And this year, for some reason, I just had a big moment of clarity with all that. So now, you know, like you said, it's just time to move forward, keep pushing.
Yeah, definitely.
And I can say that, you know, this Pokemon Go community and this Pokemon Go family took my mind away from a lot of the stuff that was going on with me. And so I just appreciate you guys.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially you guys here with the podcast. Corey's not here, but he's been a tremendous help with the podcast as well, and just as far as the community in general, everybody. So
yeah. Shouts to you guys. Shouts to everyone making an effort to keeping this community thriving, because it is a thriving community. I see a lot of people, a lot of interactions, and I'm really curious to see how 2019 goes, because I think it'll be bigger and better.
Right.
You know, especially with this community, we have a lot of cool events planned, or, you know, in the works at the very least. We have a lot of cool things to do, and like I think I'm hoping Niantic kind of like focuses on more meaningful events as opposed to just like random shit here and there.
Well, but it's been good though overall, because thinking back to like the start of 2018 and just kind of the transitions that we went through with Pokemon. I remember back in the day, people were so convinced trading wasn't coming, or so convinced PvP wasn't coming, and Niantic answered those questions. Like, they're actually here now. We have those available.
Yeah, they're still lazy as fuck. But
yeah, they're still lazy. Like, it's in the baby stages. Yeah. But it's one of those things, like, we have those opportunities now. Now Niantic can start bringing more to the table that is beyond what the games were.
For sure.
Which is awesome. And I think back to just, like, my experience with, like, Pokemon itself and Discord. Like, I didn't know what the hell Discord was at the start of 2018. Right. And I got recruited, and then I got really into it in April, and now I'm, like, trying to help out people a lot. It actually kind of strangely tied in with my year goals. Like, when I started 2018, one of my goals was to volunteer more and help out the community more, and I did not think Pokemon was going to be that outlet for it, but goddamn it was. Because I've been everywhere with it, and it's been freaking awesome.
Man, kudos to you for that, man. That's huge.
Yeah, and I wanted to find a way to apply my, like, graphic design background. Like, I'm not a professional by any means. I just dabble in Photoshop, and I like to experiment with art stuff, and it gave me a good outlet. I was able to meet a bunch of awesome people in the community because of that. Granted, I don't know everyone's names. I apologize. I suck at names, but faces I will remember. So if I see you, I'll be like, oh shit, it's that one person. You were friendly as fuck to me. And and I just have to apologize for that. So
That's pretty funny.
Don't mind me with the names.
I'm the opposite.
Yeah, he can remember everyone's name.
I'm like, oh, I know this person, but I don't think I've ever seen him. You're like, that was the dude over there. And I'm like, no, was it? And then I'm like, oh, wait, you're this person? Yeah, anyway.
Yeah,
right.
I'll remember the faces more.
Yeah.
But it's just been great, and I think it's interesting to see what could happen. Definitely something I want to
and that spurns my, I guess, just real quick on that note, my kind of love-hate relationship with Niantic, because, like, shouts to Niantic for introducing those things. Trading and PvP were huge, but I think the biggest thing they did last year was Community Days. And I mean that in the sense that, like, our community was fortified. Everyone worldwide was fortified with these Community Days.
Okay.
And, like, it gave you an opportunity. Of course, shinies are becoming more and more popular, though I still have my thoughts about they should just release all fucking shinies.
Please.
But at the same time, it's strategic that they're only doing it in, like, small batches because it'll keep people wanting to come back. Like, once they release shiny Rattata, people are going to like, fuck it, I gotta go catch Rattatas, and then there'll be some stupid event where Rattata will be rare. But anyway, outside of that, though, my point is, like, the Community Day was the most important aspect of Pokemon Go for me in 2018 because, again, it fortified communities. It brought communities together. Aurora Masters and Colorado Discord here did huge things with the charities and getting people together, and, like, outside of Community Day, because of Community Days, because we had that community build up, we were able to do events outside of the community. So the barbecue, that was a really successful and popular event. People were like, we should do more things like that. We should do these. I think that's all because our community is so strong, and our community is strong, I think, partially because of these community days. I think that was one of the bigger drivers behind it. So to me, that was huge. And then the trading changed the game, and then PvP's really changing the game for some of these people that we talked about last episode. Like, Corey loves PvP, and he's almost forgone raiding for PvP. He's like, when's my next fight? Like, how many times do we get blown up every day? Like, who's ready to fight?
We could talk about that. Yeah, for sure.
Things like that. So I really like those things. But again, that's my love of Niantic. My hate is, like, it still kind of feels like they don't really care in the end. It's all about the money, and I get it. It's a business. It's a business, and that's what they do, and they want to make money. I mean, completely off topic or unrelated to Pokemon Go, but if you look at Fortnite's a free-to-play game. Did you ever see the numbers behind Fortnite this year?
No, I haven't.
So Fortnite, they made $3 billion in profit off of selling their clothes and dances. Yeah,
and that's getting sued for a lot of those dances.
They're getting sued for the dances, but still, it's a $3 billion profit off of a free-to-play game.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Like, before, I think their market valuation increased, like, exponentially compared to, like, Google, Amazon, and the giants of the world. And, like, they went from, like, worth millions to, like, 15 billion in a year or something like that. So anyway, like, it's just like shit like that. And so I understand the business side of it, and they did those things. They did those dances or whatever because I know kids want to buy them. They make money. I don't want Niantic to go on that route, and I just kind of wish they had more people that cared about Pokemon more or less to as part of their business model.
Yeah.
But anyway, aside from that, did you want to talk about? I mentioned PvP stuff, and you kind of want to talk about that.
So, kind of like, what are the good things to come out of this year to you?
To me,
yeah.
PvP, like, in one of our lost episodes, I just kind of spoke on that's where my passion was. But for me, PvP brought me back into the game. Just getting out and kind of finding trying to trade people for these legacies that have a lot of power.
Movesets.
The movesets. I just enjoy it because, when I first started playing, there's people that I had no business beating when you first look at accounts, and they have stronger accounts than me, higher CP Pokemon, but there is a little strategy to it. I know you guys spoke to that on the last podcast, but I just enjoy that. That's what I enjoy about Pokemon, I think, anyway. And for that to come into the game, that's essentially what I wanted to see.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be that guy that has something to complain about. I wish that it came out way sooner. I wish,
like in the summertime.
Man,
that would be crazy.
It'd be crazy. I wish near game launch, I wish that was something that was included in the game, just because, I think, I think it would have brought a lot more people into the game. I think the game would have a little bit more staying power. Pokemon would, I think, just value in a lot of the Pokemons that are valuable would be there. So that's my only thing to complain about. I'm gonna be that guy. but
how dare you be that guy? Rose, get out of here.
I love it, man. Trading was cool, but that died out pretty quickly.
Well, because people, and that's what was funny, because people thought as soon as they get all the Pokemon, that's it. It's like people got what they needed, and they calmed down.
Yeah, for sure.
Dramatically.
I mean, that's all I wanted. I wanted it to complete my Pokédex, which I did, and that was it. I enjoy. I don't know. We're talking about Pokemon Go right now, right?
Yeah.
And so,
were things related to it?
The podcast, starting the podcast is huge.
Yeah, definitely.
It was just always a dream of mine to do something media related. Whether I've tried to make magazines, I've tried all this kind of stuff, and for us to be able to do the podcast is huge to me. Huge motivator. I plan on doubling down on this upcoming year and devoting a lot of attention to it, being more engaging on social media. Trying to get a little bit more money here and there so we can do other things, host tournaments, be real After Raid Hourz focused, but just being able to start the podcast and seeing that we do have people listening and we do have people interacting is huge to me.
Even misquoting us in arguments.
Yeah, I'm ready for those. You don't want this smoke tournaments.
Oh, God.
Maybe we could combine that. I'll do a smoked brisket or something. Right. You don't want this smoke tournament.
I'm telling you, barbecue.
Yeah, dude, it'll be
so
intense.
Down.
No, I to build off of that, I wholly agree. I think starting this, and shouts to you guys listening, new listeners, old listeners alike, because without you guys, wouldn't be able to do this. I think we'd still do it, but you guys give us hope, and you guys really help us out.
And it was cool. I finally went out and did a raid. I didn't mean to.
What?
But I took the kids to the park.
Wow.
I took them to Tierra Park. Happened to pull up, and I seen people gather around the gym. I'm like, oh, I know what you guys are doing. So I go up and do a raid with them. Never seen any of these people before in my life, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And it's funny because I could just remember being that kind of new guy. There was some girl, she's kind of cute. There was some girl, asking these questions about which Pokemon. Then there's that know-it-all guy who had all this information, but it was always wrong.
Yeah, like Gen 2 Snorlax.
Yeah, it was just crazy. He's just spewing all these quote-unquote facts. And I'm just sitting there quiet, like, that's completely wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. And I don't remember what he said. I just kind of tuned out.
Right.
They actually backed out of the raid for me, so that was pretty
good. Wow.
There's nice
Look
people.
at you, kids.
New players are nice, and I love you guys for it. Then after the raid was done, went to play with my kids at the park. Met this couple, and they just got done doing the raid, and my son and their son playing together, and he was asking me if I was on the Discord, and he knew who you guys were.
Oh, really?
Just from Discord, I don't think he knew you guys.
Yeah.
He was asked about Facebook, so I pointed him to Jack's page. I pointed him to Poke Extreme and
shouts to you guys.
And Pokemon Go Aurora. That's Phil's page, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I put
Phil,
him there.
Nicky's, and Frank's.
He was looking into that and told him about the podcast, and he was pretty interested. So it was cool. It was refreshing to get out there and see just new people, even though you guys were wrong about what you were saying. It was just cool to see.
You should have gave an educational moment, like now the more you know with the little star and rainbow could have flew over.
I didn't want to be that guy, especially because they backed out of the raid. I didn't want to come and say, "Well, guess what?"
By the way,
what the fuck are you talking about? Shut the fuck up. But but no, it was cool. So that just kind of sparked me too. Like, okay, let's get this podcast bigger. Let's get out in the community a little more.
So goal for 2019 is to keep building that brand, get more, like you said, consistency and progress. That'd be huge. So
right.
I really like the aspect. It's funny because anytime I mention it, even people that don't play Pokemon, like, you do a podcast, like. Yeah, I thought everyone was doing a podcast.
But I thought that's what people
I
just
thought that
did.
was the normal, but I guess not. No, I've really enjoyed this podcast. It's let me kind of like unload or whatever. And so yeah, thanks for you guys to sitting with us and really kind of brainstorming this whole thing. And then building off of that, I think we can take it in strides next year and do a lot of really crazy things. Yeah, look out for those tournaments. I'm really excited to do things like that. Yeah, how about you? What is your takeaway from 2018 Pogo related?
Well, there's a lot I enjoyed, especially obviously the volunteering stuff I think was awesome. Like, when I started this year, I didn't think I'd get a chance. I was expecting just to do, like, volunteer, like, pick up the canal or pick up random trash or do something, because I don't mind doing that kind of stuff.
Right. But
Pokemon took it to kind of, like, a whole new level. Dealing with the community even, I didn't expect to have that much social interaction. Like, I like people, but sometimes I don't like people, and I like to get away. And actually, the whole point of Festival Plaza was actually, like, a joke, because I was so irritated with the shenanigans of the other Facebook groups that I was like, we should just have our own thing. And it was actually like Teresa and some of the other people like, you should just start a page. And I was like, you know what, fuck it, like, let's start it. And then after that, like, people seemed more interested, and like I got a lot of positive feedback, and people like, I really like that I don't feel like I'm being ambushed or harassed here, and they didn't have to worry about people like Ada and other like titans of the other pages just like being super negative all the time. And so like I think the evolution of that page has been awesome. I love seeing the other Facebook raid group pages coming up in Aurora, because it shows people are still interested, but they also don't want to be under someone's rule who they don't agree with. So like, and if you guys like, we'll probably have a separate episode, like a bonus episode talking about the origins of shit.
The bonus.
Yeah, because I feel it's important to know your history and where you kind of came from, and that was a history all of us were involved with. There's many screenshots to be shared.
I was going to ask,
shenanigans,
because you just kind of briefly mentioned it, but have you been to any raids yourself, like recently with like people in the community?
Yeah, like I went to a couple. I went to one when we went to go do the last of Cresselia. I took your mom.
Oh, yeah.
And we just went because we had went shopping for some stuff, and she's like, "Can we go before it changes?" I was like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it."
Shout out to mom.
Yeah, and like I gave her props because we made it to this gym, and you had to I felt like you had to walk like a mile, and I felt bad because on like a slope. I'm like, "Are you sure you got it? Are you sure you don't want me to give you a piggyback ride?"
Mom goes through hell for Pokemon.
Yeah, she really does.
I don't understand.
And like she had her crutches, and I was like, man, I wish I would have had you like one of those like cool like RoboCop wheelchairs or something. Could just all-terrain vehicle, but I just like snagged her phone. I was like, I'll run ahead, and I go, and like some of the people there actually like recognize me from community. Like, oh, it's Jack, and I was like, oh shit, like people recognize me. This is
but
weird.
You weren't feeling ambushed or anything, right?
No, it was like positive. They're like, oh, well, we're glad we waited for you, and hopped in the raid, and your mom made it like right when it started, and I was like,
shouts to those people, and it's kind of funny that those ambushing people aren't around anymore.
It's so weird, but yeah. So I've been to a few raids like that. Like if it's close and I just happen to be by, I might stop in. I'm more notorious for just hopping on Discord and like trying to help people organize.
Yeah.
Because bless their hearts, like some of them are like trying to coordinate raids, and I'm like, use the raid party channel. That's why it's there.
That one's pretty funny.
And I love that. I love that some people are willing to like offer help. I think the only downsides that have happened recently is like obviously like our buddy getting attacked at like the library. That shit was no bueno. Like thankfully he's fine, so that's one.
Yeah, that was pretty crazy.
I think kind of hearing some of the, as we talked about in the moral flexibility episode, of like some people's stigma towards spoofing, and hearing kind of like some of the extreme viewpoints of people was something I wasn't expecting. I kind of thought people would be a little bit more open, but it's good to hear that some people still are pretty strong on their opinions, because we wouldn't be America without diverse opinions.
America.
So I like seeing that. I like the interactions with some of the people, like especially getting the kids out there, getting them more engaged and comfortable. I think is great, because I definitely ran into more folks that I wouldn't expect to see. And I can tell like they're hesitant to come up and even talk, so I'm glad like they're coming out of the woodworks. And in terms of like this podcast, again, wasn't expecting to be part of a podcast, so that's something new. And yeah, when I bring it up at work too, they're like, so you play Pokemon, you do volunteer work, you press pins, you design advertisements, and you're part of a podcast, and you somehow manage work. I'm like, yeah. They're like, and you make like all these other charitable donations, and you do this. I'm like, yeah. And they're like, I don't understand your energy. Like, how do you stay motivated? Because I still will get up at like 5 in the morning, 4 or 5 in the morning, and they're like, Jack, I can't do that. Like my roommates are younger than me, and they're like, you like wake up. They call me a dad because I like get like, I'll clean the house and I'll like prepare food. And I'll be in the living room, like I'll fall asleep watching TV, and they're like, "You're such a fucking dad." And I'm like, "Get out of here with that bullshit! I'm not a dad." Like,
no, you're just extra. It's okay.
I'm extra as fuck.
No, Jack is a baby.
Jack.
Oh my god!
Yeah, aren't you like 23 or something like that?
Please, I
I'm
just
like
turned
the
31.
Incredibles Jack.
Oh,
Yeah,
Jack, the baby.
Jack.
You have powers.
I'm just everywhere. And
You do have powers. I don't have that kind of motivation.
Oh my god! But I think this year has been really good for that. There's been some of my resolution stuff that I've met, like the volunteer work. Other resolution stuff I need to revamp and refocus on.
That's right.
And yeah, it kind of gave me a little bit more perspective, especially the last episode when you talked about having a Pokemon convention. Like,
What?
my mind's been racing ever since then. Of like, how to do that? Is that something we can do this year? Or is it something like we can do like a barbecue event and bring other people, make it a mega event, and have like...
Well, it's like you talked about, like a summer vacation luau or something like that.
Yeah, like have a summer vacation Pokemon theme, and we reserve a park, we
Do a whole
reserve all the
cycling
shelters, make sure no sports events are happening.
Lechon? I
Like,
could do Lechon.
we have people cook, and people who want to maybe have like Pokemon, like, I don't know, like merchandise that they have, like that gal that knitted those hats.
Those shits are awesome.
If people want to bring like any little like Pokemon things to kind of barter or sell, whatever, like, I don't know, we'd have to do permit wise for that, but we could also maybe keep it under the radar. I don't know. But or just be like, or just do like a drawing, be like, hey, and like talking to other companies, because some people like T-Cloud off of 17th and Champa have expressed interest in getting more involved with Pokemon because they're gamers at heart too.
Yeah.
Like, I want to definitely engage more of these companies that are local to get them involved, because I think there's a lot to offer there.
Yeah.
Just to build off, just real quick, speaking of the local companies, because we know the owner of T-Cloud and a lot of people that work there. He expressed, and some of these other local companies have expressed, that they want to coordinate these events with us. They're like, for charity or whatever. They're like, we'll donate 15% of all purchases to a charity of your choice.
Okay.
For that day and whatever time. And you've seen those charities for like schools, like football programs or basketball programs.
Oh, those chocolate hustlers?
Yeah, like those
kids.
people that want to like fundraise or whatever. But like that's something that I've seen a lot of these companies are willing and able to help us out. So I'm really excited about the prospect of those things. Working with local businesses is like, I've always enjoyed and supported local businesses. Being able to work directly with them and then fortify our community again, I think is a huge thing. I want to put, I think the goal for 2019 is I want to put us on the map in terms of our community, in terms of, well, Pokemon Go, Pokemon in general. I want Niantic to notice us.
Yeah.
I want conventions. I want these people to really look at Denver, outside of the whole marijuana thing, outside of, you know, being the beer capital of the world. I want us to really kind of stand out, and I think we can do that, and I'm really excited for that prospect.
Yeah, and to feed on to that, like, I wanted to also focus on acknowledging that this game isn't just for kids and doing something for the adults. Like, maybe summertime, once a month we have a bar crawl. Like, we all meet up, we go downtown, maybe get a party bus and go downtown and just have a good old time. Like, we can start off with a tournament,
Steve,
and at the end of the
so
tournament, we just go and have a blast, and everyone can have drinks. Obviously, like, be smart since we're adults, but like still have a good time with each other, because we're all grown, and it's something that for some of us who get a chance to get away from the kids, or people who are like, oh, this is my only Saturday I got off because we had a community day. It's like, oh, perfect, let's go downtown and fucking celebrate.
That's what I'm talking about.
Or go to like even like Old Chicago or TJF and go for like a happy hour or something, and just like,
that's right, I like the apps.
Ooh. Chicago's late night?
I think they are like.
Some of them are pretty fun.
They're just dope. Or
like
you know what you do?
Huh.
Pokemon Go slumber party. Only allowed to wear 2 articles of clothing.
Jesus Christ.
And yes, socks are
Count.
2 articles of clothing.
2, not 1?
You
No
are
one.
thirsty.
Jesus Christ. Some drink right there, man. That's fine.
Whose house are you?
Everybody's house.
We talked about strip PvP.
We did.
Oh, you ready for that, man?
Did you ever tell me about the back page?
Every time the back page battles.
Back page
Yeah,
battles.
anytime you lose a battle, like you got to take off a piece of clothing.
I'm with it.
And see, I'd be welcome to also introduce the Pokemon drinking game to some folks.
Oh, jeez. We need to update
That's a
it.
long game.
We do need to update it.
Yeah.
We should do a Pokemon Go version too.
Oh my
I
god.
don't know how it would work. Spin
It
3
would
stops, you get 10 drinks or something like that.
Yeah, we just model them after the current field researches and have the different mythical Pokemon as
Oh
our
shit!
stops.
You know what that means though?
What?
That means we have to have 20 squares of Lugia.
Shut the fuck up. They've had Lugia too much. Why is he coming back?
He's coming back in the research boxes. That's my
For
favorite.
2 months.
Thank you, Niantic, for being lazy as fuck.
January 1st to March 1st.
Yeah,
See,
dude.
that's just not okay. That's where when you're like Niantic's lazy, and I'm like, no, they're not. And then I'm reminded of events like that. And I'm like, they hella are. Like, there's no reason.
I still don't have a shiny Lugia, so I'm with it.
What?
You don't care though.
Yeah.
But I needed to trade bait.
That's true.
It
was
all
nice.
the shinies is for trade bait.
Well, no, because shiny Lugia, I've had trades for it, and people are like, oh, I got mine. Never mind. So it just drops
Yeah.
off.
Boo.
When it becomes too available, it loses its value.
Fuck
There's
you,
no
Niantic,
demand.
for devaluing my fucking shiny Lugia.
Yeah, the Guardian of the Sea. Like, it's really upsetting. But, like,
Yeah, dude, man.
that's kind of one thing I want to do is have more, like, over 21 events for people who are over 21.
I'm not sure I'm 21 yet though.
Okay. But, like,
I'm
do
almost
something like
21.
that. And, like, I know there's been instances I'm like, maybe I should just host it at my house and just have, like, fix up the garage, fix
Sure
up the
you want that,
backyard. I don't know.
It's dangerous.
It's crossed my mind,
dangerous.
but it could even be for like those special back page battles where you need a special invite. It's like, come over, we'll have these little
We'll make it a
tournaments.
speakeasy tournament.
Shut the fuck up.
dude.
But like, there's a lot of opportunity there, and I'm curious to maybe talk with some of the other Pokemon raid leaders to see kind of like their input.
Yeah.
Because I've seen some of them trying to revamp and do things to kind of rejuvenate interest. And I know I've seen a rejuvenation, like when my buddy Shane, he got back on the Pokemon,
Yeah.
and he was hella against it since like day one. He's like, the battle system's this, and then all of a sudden he's like, hey Jack, I kind of got back on. You want to be friends? I was like, oh my god, he's back! And like, it's just one of those things. Like, people are starting to kind of trickle back in, but
Yeah.
then you have new players who like don't know the system's coming back. And that's why I know that's what a reason for Niantic bringing those birds back.
I
But,
don't
like,
give a fuck, dude. Stop it.
just stop. Like,
Stop.
they could be back for a month, but like, bring out the shiny dogs. Like, what are you waiting for?
Yeah, come on, man. Like,
It makes no sense.
that's the one thing. Like, this whole like research box for the next 2 months or something. I'm like, this is a perfect opportunity for the shiny legendary beasts. Like,
Yeah.
please stop fucking with us.
Well, that or just get some Pokemon out of the raid rotation and make them available. Like,
Yeah.
like Absol. If Absol could be in the wild, that'd be amazing. So people
Flash.
could finally get it. Or Mawile or Shinx. Like,
Yeah.
I've been raiding high and low for Shinx. I finally got a shiny Alolan Raichu.
Yeah.
That only took forever in a day.
the biscuits.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
But,
still
like,
on my solo raiding tip, so I'm cool. I want to solo an Absol since it's doable. I
Oh,
saw,
you can solo the new Deoxys.
yes,
Yeah.
Robin Black. Shout outs to you.
Shouts to Robin. I
You
guess.
soloed Deoxys
Impressive.
with impressive amount of time left, I think. So
What, 3 seconds?
I don't remember. I have to look.
Oh no, like this new Deoxys, like I watched a team destroy its hopes and dreams so fast.
In like 10 seconds.
Yeah, like, I was like, God damn! Like,
It's so whack.
it is,
Yeah.
but like, he looks cool as fuck, so I give him that.
Yeah.
Hey, but it might be good for the 1500 battles.
He could be good for that. And that's why I'm like, I don't
Well, no, I
mind.
fucking maxed Corey out the other day with
Did you?
with a lick and the body
Yeah,
slam
but what time?
Snorlax.
What CP?
What- yeah.
It was the 1500 battle.
Oh, fuck it, never mind. Fuck you, Deoxys. Fuck you,
Yeah.
Well,
Niantic.
and again, it all depends on your combos.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, Corey, I'm sorry, but some of his combos you can guess.
Or you suck.
Like,
You're predictable, Corey.
Like, there's a moment of silence, like, but no, like, some of his you can figure out, but then others, like, and that's why I'm glad he battles so much, because then he could figure out alternate combos.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just know it's hard to coordinate with people, and I feel bad because, like, Jack, I sent you a request. I'm like, what time? Because, you know, like, I still work. Like, I still do, like, these, like, big kid things.
Quit your day and do Pokemon Go full time.
Forever. No, like, I want to make my money so I can do other shit.
Yeah.
But that's kind of, like, one thing of maybe getting more coordinated with that, too, is another thing in terms of Pokemon goals that I have. I have a lot of personal goals. I won't dive into all those yet. I'm sure if we have time, I don't want to. I can talk for days on that.
Oh, yeah.
But
well, I'm gonna just throw one of my personal goals out there. I'm trying to strip at somebody's bachelorette party. So if anybody's listening is getting married,
holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy.
God.
I'm not expensive at all. All you gotta do is pay me $3 and a bag of popcorn.
Popcorn? What kind of popcorn? Do you have a favorite popcorn?
Kettle corn. We'll go kettle corn.
Kettle corn's good shit,
We'll
dude.
go kettle
Well,
corn.
make sure you post like all your contact information for that.
You know, just DM me. You guys know where to find me. Other than that, that's my one personal.
Just know I'm looking really concerned at Steve.
Hey, yo, but yeah, the jet cam's lit. But we have to make sure that's after raid hours. That's all I'm saying.
Always. Anything before raid hours.
No cameras.
That's for the kids. After raid hours.
Shut the fuck up.
After raid hours.
SteviePogo is for the kids.
Yes.
Oh god. All right. Well, anybody else got anything 2019 related
in terms of goals or
2018, 2019 related?
Yeah.
You know, like I said, hitting on the PvP tournaments again. We're gonna sponsor the most lit fucking tournament. I don't care.
We're going to.
So yeah, after raid hours, we'll call it like you don't want this smoke, and I'll do a brisket, and if you win, you can have some of my meat. I don't care. But, or like I said, oh shit, you know what we should do?
What's that?
Is that big ass eggplant plushie.
Oh yeah.
And a peach plushie. That's perfect, dude.
That's it. Brian Huber. I'm
Brian-
still expecting your
Brian Huber?
You are the only. You are just craving that dick so
just,
hard.
Whoa. Who said anything about dick?
You did.
You did.
You talk about he
You
doesn't have a
literally
penis or
said
something.
it multiple times.
Well, shit. Send me a pic, Brian.
See?
I just want to see
He's
it.
at it again.
Do you want him in uniform or out? That's what I'm saying.
Uniform.
Always a uniform.
Always a uniform.
Oh, sorry.
You guys
You know, I'm really looking forward
he
to
has
those
class.
tournaments. I'm looking forward to what Niantic does, dude. They're going to finally release. I want Glaceon, Leafeon, get your shit together, Mamoswine. Like, where are these at? I know. Typically, the full release of gyms are in like February or whatever. But you guys have made me impatient with the rest of the fucking Gen 4 releases. So like, I don't understand.
No, Niantic wants everybody.
Niantic is a tease, and they know it.
They really do.
They're
And again,
awesome teasers.
I can't reiterate this enough. They don't give a shit about Pokemon. I honestly 100% believe that. Like, what's his name, John Hankey or whatever. His favorite Pokemon's like Tentacruel, and he doesn't even know how Pokemon work.
Tentacruel's his favorite Pokemon?
Yep, he just walks around with a Tentacruel all day. Like, he just doesn't understand how Pokemon works, but he's like, fuck it, they make me money.
Alright, I'm done talking about this.
I know.
I know, you
Anyway.
guys go to like the dark when Niantic doesn't care moments.
They
Like,
don't!
well, like, again.
But that's
what
up to us, so not
Yes.
2019
It's not though.
is about our it is though. It's about our community because it's
We
up to
can
us.
work with what they got.
PvP is a bare bones child. It's
is.
a baby system, but we're gonna make this shit awesome. So
Oh, yeah,
next
yeah,
year,
Yeah, that's
So,
the
and,
whole
like,
point. We have
again-
flexibility with it.
again, Silk Road has their little tool thing, which I think is really awesome. I wish they would have kept to their word and it came out on time or anything like that. But you know,
here too.
but really though, like, it's important to know that like we as a community can put together these really awesome tournaments.
Yeah.
And like maybe we didn't develop the app to keep track of it, but we have whiteboards. We could do it. I think we put on some really good community events. We've been really successful with those in the past.
Yeah.
So the biggest takeaway I think from last year going into next year is, and we talked about this with the convention, we talked about this with other things, but like if Niantic's not going to give it to us and we think they're too lazy to give it to us, let's just fucking do it ourselves.
If you build it, they will come.
That's right. And I'm going to fucking build it. I'll even design it and then build it.
Ooh,
Design, build it. Good stuff.
that's kind of hot.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ.
But really though, I'm really excited for.
Like, yo, him bait you down. You keep talking like
Oh
that.
shit!
Oh,
No, I'm ready for 3 rounds of pipe. I don't know.
Jesus Christ.
But really though, I'm super excited about what we can do in this community and how to just take it to the next level. And I say this every fucking episode, I feel like, but I believe our community is the best community, if not top 3.
You do say it a lot.
Maybe top 5. Maybe top 1.
Speak it into existence, baby. That's
Maybe
what
top
we're
1.
doing.
Best fucking Pokemon Go community out there. I don't care about
And it's
Houston. I don't
good.
care about these other
And like you have
areas.
those communities like Littleton who see changes in Niantic as like negative things to their community, and it's like they saw it so quick, and it's like the shit's only been out like I think at that time it was like a week.
Like a week, yeah. It
And they're like,
even
it's
had
gonna
time to-
hinder us, and I'm like, well, it sucks for you, and hopefully people in that community who see it as a benefit and see these strides as kind of generic as they are, because yeah, the battle system isn't the best. The trading system still has a lot of work that could be done, especially to the fucking cost, because it's still expensive as shit. But like you see kind of what I'm seeing in some of their Niantics, I call them just little trials.
Yeah.
Of all these events that came out, like we had this winter trial with all the winter Pokemon. I just really wish Niantic would stop nerfing all the other Pokemon and just increase the Pokemon that they say. So still keep your regionals, still keep all those guys, still keep good production nests, but then have all these ice Pokemon on top of that.
Right.
I wish they'd figure that out instead of just like, let's nerf everybody except winter. But part of their trials was like, let's do a couple days of double Stardust, a couple days of double catch, a couple days of this. I think that's great as opposed to like just waiting for community days for that.
Yeah.
So I kind of hope going to 2019 they have more experimental weeks or months. Even if like this month we're going to have double this for ground type Pokemon or double plant for Earth Day. This entire month you'll have double candy and whatever for plant type Pokemon.
Right.
But they won't nerf everybody else.
100%.
Like those are kind of like my hopes, and that's why like whenever I see these little trial events, I'm like, I wonder how they could tweak that for next year. Like I really want them to do a cool fighting event because I was expecting the fighting Pokemon event, and I like the fighting Pokemon like we were talking about earlier. I think there's a lot to offer in that, or maybe having like a Dragon month. I don't know what
Dragonite.
year, what's the year of the animal? Is it are we going into the year of the pig?
I think
Or what
it's
is
year
it?
of the pig.
Oh, that's weak.
Well,
Yeah.
it all depends because they could focus on what it's supposed to bring, which is like forage or whatever, so it could be more Stardust,
Yeah.
more of that. They're pretty good about picking some of the themes,
Yeah.
but I'm really hoping their team like starts to look at other avenues it can go.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm looking forward to, and if not, again, like it's an event we could always do. So if they don't host a summer vacation Pokemon like thing, we could always do a summer vacation Pokemon event
Yeah.
and be like, we'll have a lure party in combination with our barbecue in
The
combination with,
Luau.
oh my god, like boom, like just brainstorming.
I'll be your hula dancer, Steve. It'll be
Do
fun.
it, yes. But
Oh, yeah.
like there's a lot of different things that we can do ourselves, and that's why it's like just kind of waiting for someone to do it, and that's why I like the fact like all those Pokemon people on Facebook started their own raid groups.
Right.
I like that they're starting to branch out and realize that they have the ability to do so, and I hope other areas realize if they don't like how one major group is doing it, that they don't have to stay under that kind of tyranny. They can move forward and do their own thing.
Yeah, and on that, like 2019, I think we talked about what the year could be. We talked about progress, talked about consistency.
Right.
I think motivation's a big one. And it's more or less along the lines of, and this is kind of what I was talking about as a theme here, but like, if it's not going to be provided for us, we'll just do it our fucking selves.
Well, and see, I wouldn't call that motivation, I call that grit.
Grit, though?
Yeah, because grit involves like you have that kind of knowledge base, you know where you need to go, and you're working toward it.
Yeah.
Like, because in this part of progress, like it ties a lot of things together, but grit's a unique thing that you have to.
It's interesting, 'cause
It takes motivation a step further on life.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, I think, well, that's interesting. I usually see grit as like, I've been hit like 1,000 times, I've been knocked down every time, but I have the grittiness to get back up
That's true,
and
too.
keep moving forward.
Two things can be correct.
Yeah.
So,
Can it?
The beauty of words, it can have multiple definitions.
words matter.
So, That's how I view it, just to be more gritty and to take that on, and like we have more tools at our disposal. They're raw, but we can work with these raw things to form them into like beautiful creations.
Okay.
It just takes more effort that we might not be used to applying. So like new trainers, if you're out there, like if you have that drive, if you want to get involved, again, feel free to DM us to be like, yeah, I really want in on this tournament. If you want to be part of the Lure Luau, I love that title. Like, I definitely want to go with that. And just be like, if you want to get involved, say your company, you know someone, or you're even the boss of it, and you're like, I want to cook for that, and you want to bring like a dish or have a stand. I think that'd be amazing.
You'll have to go through me though.
Well,
no, kidding.
As taste testers, of course, I definitely want to taste.
No, I legitimately want to do a lechon, which is like a whole suckling pig.
Do it. No, what's stopping you? I'm not stopping you.
Nothing.
Yeah,
I'm just letting you know.
Yeah. And when you know what's going to go down, and like Mary, obviously,
Mary can help me.
Mary and Noel, like, I want you guys to get involved because you guys are just awesome people, and there's a lot of amazing people in the community.
I don't know about awesome.
Okay.
No, but really, you're right.
But it's just one of those things of like, I think the community has a lot of different people in it that we can make a lot of real fun events just ourselves. And we don't have to depend on.
For sure. I hope Niantic matches our energy. Like, like now I think the game is kind of complete in a sense of it has all the elements of Pokemon. Trading,
battling.
What do you mean we still need Mega?
Oh, Jesus.
I mean, I think
bring the Megas out.
That's going to come with...
Gen 6?
Gen 6? Is that what
it
is? Okay, so that's going to come.
They got some time.
But I think as far as the basic elements of Pokemon, the game has it.
Yeah, it has the structure. Let's build off it.
Yeah.
So I hope Niantic matches the energy that our ambitions have, and I'm sure we're not the only community that's doing.
We just need to start taking more
like
photographs so we can just bombard and be like,
we can do.
Yeah.
Like, come out to Aurora, see us.
Yeah, like Niantic, let me make it real easy. Just hire me. Hire us.
Niantic,
we'll fix all your problems.
Hire us. We got you, player. Damn.
I can at least brainstorm a shit ton for you.
That's what I'm saying. Like, hire
not
us.
even hard.
Like, I don't care. It could be a side gig. You can slip me something under the table. I don't
care.
care.
$4 and 2 bags of popcorn.
2 bags.
What's your fixation with
bro? Popcorn is good.
Fire, bro.
Dude, it's so good, and it's healthy. Like if it's not buttered or whatever, it's healthy.
No, I know.
You never know.
But kettle corn's where it's at.
Kettle corn is. That's the real deal.
I'd just say just send me a pass to Go Fest. That's all I would
Oh
know.
my god. And also fix your fucking GoFest parameters.
Yeah,
it's just
like,
insane. I don't understand.
I want them to evolve that more so it's not just like one Pokemon.
More than one a year?
Confused.
Well, that's the other thing is like we talked about it last episode, maybe. Was that last episode? But we talked about having.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We talked about having like more than just one fucking event in the U.S. One major event. Like, have other safari zones here, and like you can have safari zones everywhere else too, and you can do multiples. Like, have those types of events, not like just the
one centralized.
Oh, look, here's your 35th rendition of the Kanto events. Like
I think Hankey's just the globetrotter, and so he's probably just trying to appease everybody, which is cool.
Well, sure. It's a very Pokemon Go's a very international game. There's international communities. There's a lot of awesome shit around there. But like ultimately, like I think we can build off of it, and we talked about it when we released the last episode. It'll go out, but we talked about how Pokemon Go Fest is the one event we have, and I think it's because that's their Super Bowl, more or less. Like you pay to go there, and they have a little bit of everything there because they have the different zones, they have the different habitats or whatever, and like I like that event. Though, admittedly, I hate the way they did the entry because scalpers could get their hands on tickets and they're selling them for like 400 piece.
Fucking bomb.
Fuck you guys. You can come see me in the arena, and I'm not talking about PvP.
Ooh, with these hands,
I'll give everyone these hands. Even on my bum ass ankle, I'll give you these hands.
Jesus.
I'll even get you. I'll give you a free hit. Either way, point is like GoFest can be a great event. They can make it a lot better, But again, I feel like that's their Super Bowl, and they're just like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, we don't need to do anything else in the U.S. And I'm like, there's so many other great cities that you can do awesome shit in. Why haven't they done a New York event?
Well, see, even the fact of like Corey mentioned in the last episode stuff was they had the different zones, but the one thing that kind of upset me was when I asked about how does the community feel at Go Fest, and he's like, honestly, you're there for the one day, and that's kind of the misleading part of Go Fest is like they promote it as a full weekend, but your pass is just for one fucking day. Yeah. And so like if you're not able to score a pass on the same day as like a friend or spouse, then you're going on separate days and you're kind of by yourself, which sucks.
That's right.
And to me, and that's what I'm hoping with like their trials of this year with like other smaller events is like, why not make Go Fest a full week and then have like your finale day on that weekend? So like throughout the week you get exposed to an ice zone, you get exposed to a grass, a lava, a desert, and you have those Pokemons for those specific days, and with a few shinies thrown in the mix, and then the final celebration is at Go Fest.
Go Fest EDC.
You think with PvP?
Oh. Like, if they combine with the raves, like, I would lose my fucking mind.
Go Fest Music Festival?
That is my type of party.
I would be on, like, I'm sorry.
That's our 21 plus Go Fest idea. Let's go.
That would be amazing.
You think with PvP they do gym bosses?
Well, and
gym
that's the
leaders?
thing.
They could build off of
they
that.
Could. They could. I'm just curious to see if they're going to have, like... Because the zones are pretty tight from what it sounds like, and you're just kind of stuck to like one park. Yeah. So like if they had battling, would it be something they expand on? Would it be inclusive of all trainers for those days, or how would that go? That's what I would think about, but it's not impossible to do. Yeah. And that's the main thing is a lot of people. Like we talked about before, as soon as they came to Pokemon, was right. They saw limitations on. I feel some people automatically said it was impossible. Just like they said trading was impossible. Just like they said PvP was impossible. It's not.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible.
Yeah, there's a lot of. We have the opportunity. I don't see.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd be curious to see if they do.
I think another thing they can build off of is the quest system. I think they should give us a mini story through Pokemon Go.
They fucking should.
With the gym leaders. And, again, if you don't give it to us, we'll just fucking do it. And I'll write our fucking story. And we'll establish 8 gym leaders in our community. And then an Elite 4. And once you win... you get Toppy. I don't know what. We'll figure something out.
I was just like, wait.
But really, we'll figure something out.
Just came out of nowhere with that. But no, like,
I know you play the shit out of that, Steve. That's all I'm saying.
I'm winning that shit.
Jesus, you guys need to stop. But it's one of those things of like we talked about. I think like a few episodes back, of like they want to promote travel, so why not give us more travel-based field researches? But just to give us more history. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So like you have Professor Will or whatever tell us about, say like they did it based off of the Sandshrew event in Japan. Like they could have actually told us about that event. Yeah. And like why is that important? Why is Sandshrew the focus of this? And the field research could have been focused on that. But they didn't.
Because they have Silphro to do it for them.
Well, no, because Silphro didn't even do that for them.
I think they were just hoping on that.
But like there's so much, like they have all these safari events, but then they don't promote any just information.
You know, I think they're banking on the community to do that for them, which is I think that's where companies are going anyway. Yeah. Especially with social media being so huge.
And that's what we're going to do. That's what I'm saying.
So they're kind of banking on that. I guess we're driving it for them.
Except we're going to promote our own business.
Niantic. Like, we're about to get you the fuck out of here, Niantic.
Once I figure out how to hack the code and give everyone boxes.
That's it.
And see, and even doing like, and that was the other thing, the experiment with Meltan, and like giving out boxes for people who don't invest in the Switch. Because I don't expect people to invest in Switches for that.
Real quick, shouts to Vilro J, one of the leads in Aurora Masters, who put that little event together. I don't know if you followed that, but basically She went out with her Switch to, I think it was Utah Park or something.
I saw that.
And for those that have Let's Go or don't have Let's Go lets you connect up to 20 accounts per day to give them a Meltan box.
Yeah.
So she hosted this little event there, but it was awesome because people were like coming out there to get their Meltan box, and again, it's just another community thing that's really driven. So, again, shouts out to Jay again for doing that.
Yeah, Jay, that's a girl.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
Yeah, she's awesome.
Hi, Vilro.
Wow.
Vilro.
She's been like one of the top people who I can gladly say I appreciate this year.
100%.
Appreciate you.
Because I know like I first met her at like raids over here near my house, and ever since then she just became involved. And then when she was like when they petitioned like, hey, should we bring her on? Yeah, like should we bring on her and Justin? I was like, fuck yeah, bring them on. Like they've been involved. They're positive impacts. She's always down to help out for any of the events.
Awesome.
And I love meeting people like her, people who are like, hey, I'm down to help even for some of the impromptu events. Like she's been down, and even like my roommate's been down to help. Like Justin's been down to help on some of those things before he was even a lead.
Yeah.
And I like seeing that. And I'm hoping more people kind of like step up to that plate, because I think the more proactive our community is, the more we're gonna get our name out there of like,
definitely,
you guys can't fuck with us because we're already like bad. Like deal with it.
Yeah.
Because we're gonna have the tournaments going. We're gonna have more than just community days to look forward to on the weekends. We might do like, obviously we're gonna do the Lure Luau.
Yeah.
But we're going to have the tournaments.
Yeah.
Like, I'm down to hear people have ideas for tournaments. I know I've asked about tournament ideas, and it sounds like regional cups are going to be a thing. And so that'd be involving talking to, like, the different lead heads to be like, how do you want to run that?
Yeah.
And be like, maybe you guys meet up every other Saturday, and then at the end of the month we have a meetup at this park, and we have the battle of the best, and you fight the elite, and you're the battle champ for that month.
For the month, yeah.
And then that following month you have to defend your title. Like, things like that would be fucking awesome.
Sky is the limit.
Yeah.
For us.
Definitely.
Yeah, we could easily create a battle tower system. Like, so much.
Alright, well, let's switch gears, guys.
Alright.
Yeah.
We have community engagement, and I fucking love it.
Me too. Well, okay. Hit me up.
So, I mean, unfortunately, you know, I put that call out to see if anybody wanted to come on the pod, and we had some people hit me up.
It was awesome.
We did have somebody who wanted to come. I'm not going to name him right now, just because he'll be around. He initially wanted to come on and was going to come, but he had some stuff to take care of, so he couldn't make it. We're not going to say him. This is going to be a surprise. But we have a lot of people who want to come on. I'm excited for the next few months. We're going to get some cool people on and just talk and chop it up and get their side of the story. Not their side of the story, but just their side of where they came from and how much they like the game and what got them started. So I'm excited for that.
Like trainer testimonials?
Yeah,
for sure.
I want to know their stories.
Right.
Kind of like we talked
Right.
about from the very beginning.
And plus, you know, I want to get some juicy stuff, and I want to address some stuff with these individuals as well. So it's
just get their perspective on things, because I see things at you and I see things at a different height than most people.
Yeah,
I'm just there to look pretty for the most part.
It's definitely biracial angels.
I don't take online stuff in this game that serious.
I do.
And I got some stuff that you guys make me laugh at that I got to talk about. But anyway, we got that. So shout outs to you guys who hit me up.
Right
or
on.
Justin or Corey or
Jack.
No. I wasn't going to do it. But
don't. We can let that voice die, just like her page.
It's going to happen again. Ooh. Blocka. Anyway, we saw some engagement on Discord, people just throwing out ideas. So I guess let's start there. Somebody said, actually, who was it? What's that person's name who said that they want to hear about our stories of the year or whatever, good and bad? Davey?
Was it Diva?
Diva.
Yeah.
DVP.
Justin, do you have a story, good or bad, that you want to share with the community?
I'll hit you with both. So, and this is going to be kind of lame, I guess. My favorite community interactions thus far Naturally, the community day events are really awesome. I talked about that earlier. I think it's probably one of the most important things Niantic did for Pokemon Go. My favorite interactions with the community with those have been after Community Day, and shouts if you want to join us, but we usually do like these little lunches at like Sweet Tomatoes. It's a really great buffet, or things like that. We did Golden Corral once, and we just get people together and really enjoy it. We enjoy each other's company, you know, fortify that friendship, and I love those things. You know, it was right after I got out of the hospital. Jack picked me up, and I couldn't make that Community Day, but I still made that lunch, and it was the best I had felt in that past week and a half. Right. So that's my story of awesome, or story of great things that I've had as far as community interaction. I guess a negative thing, community interaction, something we can be better at, and this is like kind of a general statement, has been like the whole raid, like you show up at a raid a little bit later, or like you communicate and people still like, fuck it, we'll jump in, you can find another group or whatever. Right. That's pretty fucked. And I haven't had too many experiences with that, but I know people that have, and I'm not cool with that. I try to at least be as accommodating as possible. Like, I know shit happens, traffic sucks. I spend 2 hours plus a day in traffic, and I hate it. So, yeah, exactly. And so ultimately, like, shit happens. It's hard to get to those raids on time. But if someone's communicating with you, do your best. And I think it's been better lately, but towards the beginning of the year, it was really awful. Outside of that, I don't necessarily have negative community interactions that much. I just think people don't want to fuck with me, but really though, and I try to be nice. I don't think I've done anything too horrible to where people are like, you know what, fuck J Titan. But
I might have said that once.
That's cool. I don't mind if you say it.
Okay. It's because I really want to fuck J Titan.
That's cool. Oh. I think there's a line, but anyway, yeah. So that's me. How about you, Jack? You have like a positive or a negative community interaction?
The best probably community involvement, I think, was when we were raising money for mental health.
That was a good one.
A lot of people just kind of came out of nowhere and gave us a lot of props for it. They shared their stories about it, which I wasn't expecting. We had a couple people even come up to ask, like, how do they get involved with our group helping their charity get on the map, which is, like, really confusing to me because I'm like, we're just, like, a kind of, like, community-driven thing. Like, we're not...
Small little grassroots organization.
Yeah, and then seeing, like, and knowing that others want to get involved with that, and I think even having that police officer come down, or she worked in the police office, but she came down and gave us, like, props for just doing this because she's like, I thought the community wasn't there, and I just saw you guys and I decided to take that chance and come out, and I was pleasantly surprised. I thought that was amazing.
Right. Yeah, that was huge.
So I love those interactions with people who are just like, I thought I was alone and enjoying Pokemon, and just like having that whole paradigm shift right there in front of my eyes. And she's like, how do I get involved on Discord? Who do I talk to for this? I'm like, oh, you stop by the right table. Like, let us help you. And like, I think that's kind of like the best thing. The worst thing that I've seen, I think, is just probably seeing some of the pettiness to come out of some of the people.
Tell me people are petty, man?
Boy. Some of it I wasn't expecting. Just people, again, I don't know if it's dogmatic. Is it speaking their opinion like it's fact?
Yeah, that's a good one.
So they're being really dogmatic. So their opinions about, like, say, spoofing or about how people should run raids. And I've had some people try to lecture me on that. And I think that's where I'm like, ooh, you forget you're speaking to a fellow adult. Like, I can actually respond to you, and I'm not just behind a screen. And or even people who talk big and bad up on Discord.
Discord interaction.
And then you see them in person. Like, you guys talked about the dude who was, like, threatening me, who I never saw.
Oh my god. Oh.
And then I ended up seeing him, and he actually came up and talked to me. He's like, I really like what you're doing. And I knew full well, like, he threatened me, but he never met me. And so I love seeing that. I think it's hilarious, but it's also sad, like, that people feel the urge to threaten others via Discord and social medias, but in person, you have no idea who you're talking to.
On that topic, real quick, just a quick PSA. If you're reading it online, please try to, like, think about the multitude of ways that person might mean that. So what this is in response to is Jack said something like, that sketch But he wasn't referring to the person. He was just referring to how this program and situation was interacting. But the person took it super personally.
Thought Jack was gonna kidnap.
Yeah, they were like, you know what, sketch, blah blah blah, and just like went off. And it was just
raided with him.
Yeah, we just raided with the dude, and I thought he was cool. And like it was insane.
Until you
and I was like,
music video on Facebook. I don't know how I came across that.
And it was insane, but I was just like, yo, like. Okay, yeah, Jack said that's sketch, but you have to realize, like, there's 1,000 ways that might mean something. Don't just take it like the first thing that pops in your head.
And if you don't know, ask for clarity.
Yeah, like what do you mean that's sketch? Like,
yeah, and like at that point, I had checked out of the conversation. I think I was like asleep.
You were gone, yeah.
I was somewhere else, and I've had that happen. I've seen lots of people pop off at other trainers for really like minuscule things in my eyes, and they just go out, and I've had to like kind of step in, like, who the fuck you talking to, and have to have some kind of like come to Jesus moments with these people. But I think that's kind of like my negative takeaway is like people get really comfortable behind like a keyboard and be a keyboard warrior.
Yeah.
And then like you meet them in person and like they have no idea it's you until you're like, oh yeah, I remember that situation. They're like, oh my god, that was you, and you're like, surprise,
surprise,
motherfucking surprise. Yeah, basically. And even then, like, someone was like, because like you guys were like, are gonna get that smoke, are you gonna do that? I'm like, dude, like I'm just at this, I'm at community day just trying to have a gay old time, and you guys are here like, come on, Jack, you should go talk about it.
You know, Steve and I are just instant.
I know, you guys are. But like, I think that was kind of like a pause, but also at the same time, like, I don't like when people try to start beef with me.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me because I'm like, I'm not trying to start beef with you.
Yeah.
For the most part, so it confuses me because I'm like, what do you mean? Like, it's not like I'm going for your approval. I can give two fucks about your approval.
You can't keep that same energy that you have online.
Yeah, keep the same energy. That's what I want to see.
I don't expect people to like everything I say. That's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your opinion. But do I have to care about your opinion? No. Right. Just like you have to care about mine. So you can this podcast like, man, Jack had some wise words until he said some dumb shit at the end. That's perfectly fine. You can think that. You can live that life. That's good. Granted, you're wrong, but you're still like...
I value your opinion.
Yeah, I value your opinion.
But you're wrong.
But, like, that's fine. I just think it's funny when people come out with threats, and that's what I feel like only negatively impacts the community more. And so that's what I hope going into 2019. People can kind of put themselves in check. And some people... No, it doesn't... Will. Not necessarily like they have to... Some people don't think they're wrong, which is the big thing. So I hope more people speak up on that as well. If you see some shenanigans afoot, and you'll know whenever I'm talking about like stupid petty drama like this, I refer to it as shenanigans, silliness, because that's what it is to me. And I'm like, fuckery is a big one. There's a lot of fuckery in the world. And that's how I like to deal with it, because I feel it's something I could then kind of manage and like compile.
Yeah. Right on.
But that's kind of one of the things I would hope kind of minimizes itself, at least within the Discord community.
Yeah.
What about you, Steve?
You know, I mean, this is real generic, but just the community.
All right, pumpkin spice. Just
basic. I'm basic right now. Just the community, man.
My God.
It's amazing. It's awesome for Pokemon to just build a community like we have is huge. I think that's awesome. Getting out, just meeting people is awesome. But specifically, I could think back to Little D-Face putting together that Zapdos
raid party for the Valor Kids.
For the Valor Kids, that was, to me, that was awesome. Shout out to you, Little D-Face. You have a special place in my heart.
Aww.
Just because it was just cool, and we got the Valor Kids together, and she did it all by her lonesome.
She also helped me get my shiny Togepi. Thank you.
Look, I think I gave her a little far-fetched that day.
What's up? Little leak duck?
Little leak duck. It was just cool. She thought out of a route. We didn't hit every place that we wanted to, but we hit enough.
Yeah, didn't everyone, or mostly everyone, get a shiny?
Yeah, everybody got. Some girl got like 5 in the first 6. And
monsters living
perfect within that one, and it was just cool to see. And you know, kind of just stuck to the Mission Viejo area. So that specifically was one of my favorite memories of the year. So again, shout out to Little D-Face.
It's a good one.
I don't think I have any bad moments. I haven't, experienced nothing crazy. Now, I've seen a lot of nonsense online, like what Jack is talking about.
That's still part of it.
That's the part of it.
It's funny.
I mean, we got screenshots for days. Our group chats are fire because of the shit we seen. The Pogo Colorado admin group. You guys are crazy, man. Like there's some people who just like issues.
Yeah.
Just beg for controversy and drama. And to me, it's not really the worst, but it's funny to me. But I can see how it can be stressful to other people.
Right.
And yeah, I just laugh at that kind of stuff. That's enough to keep me back away from that and just do the podcast and laugh at you guys from afar.
What?
Yeah, just
know Steve's out there giggling.
I'm gonna let y'all crazy. Like, man, Flip doesn't have water. Stop tripping about what the fuck is going on with Pokemon Go. I don't know. It's just bigger.
There's bigger problems out there.
And I mean, I could just, I don't want to call too many people out, but I can remember specifically looking at the nonsense when we were doing the LGBT.
Oh Jesus!
Pride Month.
Fundraiser.
Pride Month.
That shit was.
I had to literally leave the Pokemon Go page.
That was rough.
Because I was just getting so heated.
That shit was nuts.
That's all insight into the community organizers.
Why can't we just?
That's one reason why. That's
one
reason why I just want Aurora Masters to do their own.
And bless Murph's heart.
Well, they pretty much are though.
Murph takes shit in stride, and I don't know who else is involved with that. I don't know.
Urban.
There's a lot of people.
I mean,
a lot.
Yeah, there's some. Yeah, I don't know.
Bless your hearts.
Bless you guys' hearts for just kind of dealing with that. And
as Pierce said, like we're gluttons for pain.
That was one of the very first things he said.
Yeah.
We told him we were.
And a lot of you guys in the community don't see that stuff. We do, and it's hilarious.
It's
hilarious. I mean, you see the outcome, and I guess that's with anything. You don't see all the
blood, sweat, and tears.
Blood, sweat, and tears that go into shit, but shit is funny, man.
The late nights,
community days.
Oh Jesus, dude.
Shit is nuts, but
we make it happen.
We make it happen.
We come together, we make it happen, we make this community.
And it's awesome. And so that's it. I mean, as far as the good and the bad.
Right on.
I mean, I'm gonna post to the Facebook page for you guys to share some, but be willing to share them with us, and we could talk about it.
Well,
Well, I mean, continue going on with the engagement from the community. I posted on Facebook for you guys to share your most impressive catches of the year.
Your favorite catches of the year.
And I'm just going to go through, I'm going to log on to my Facebook real quick, and I'm going to just highlight you folks. So if you posted after 9:10 p.m., 21:10 military time.
21:10.
I'm sorry.
Mountain time.
I'm not going to shout you out, and I'm sorry for that. Let's go with the first one I see here. And this is... Oh, damn. Hold on. We done got a few.
After Raid Hourz is not sponsored yet, but we would like to be sponsored.
Yeah.
One day.
We got Patsy Everett.
What's up, Patsy?
What's up, Patsy? Shout out to you. Thank you for posting directly to the After Raid Hourz page.
Right on.
She posted a 0 IV Tratini.
That's sexy.
0 IVs.
Wiggle worms.
From the community day. I mean, I have a special...
Was it shiny?
No, it wasn't shiny.
Oh, okay, I was like, damn! But even then,
Patsy.
0...
We got Fred Hudson III.
Shouts to Fred.
He has a shiny 100% Pikachu. What up? From Community Day.
Surfing Pikachu.
Nice.
He also has I'm assuming this is a 0% Metagross. 652 CP. And then a 0% T-Tar. 1160 CP. So shout out to you, Fred. And Chris Dottie has a
shouts to Chris Dottie.
Shiny Charizard from Community Day, from December's Community Day.
Okay.
98%.
Nice.
That's one of his most impressive ones.
That's better than most of the ones I have.
Holy crap.
We'll keep going. Shout out to Cutie with a Booty who gave us a like.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, what?
Shouts to you, Cutie with a Booty.
Shout out to you. No disrespect. Keyboard bashing. I've never looked at her booty, if that's what you're
Steve wants that smoke.
Please stop. Just continue.
We have AJ Vaughn, who posted a 10 CP shiny Metatite.
What up, AJ? That's awesome.
We got
I still don't have shiny Metatite.
Adine Greeno. I hope I'm saying your name right.
Adine Greeno?
She Posted a Alolan Executor.
Shouts to you.
Well, no, the IV.
The tall trees are badass. Tall boys.
The CP, but she nicknamed it Executor AD Plus. So
Attack Defense Plus.
So I'm assuming that's close to 100%.
Yeah.
It's like a 96 or something.
Kevin Campbell, what's up, sir?
What's up, Kevin?
Posted that shiny Absol.
What's up?
What's up?
Damn, I need one.
I clicked on Joseph's. He got 3 shiny Delibirds, 2 shiny Santa Hat Pikachus.
Yo, like, shouts to
Roselia.
Joseph, but fuck you, man.
Dude.
Murkrow, Aaron.
And he has a shiny Shinx. And he has,
he's got
a shiny
you.
Butterfree and a shiny Caterpie.
Yeah, fuck you,
Bruh.
Yeah, shouts to
I just
Joseph
saw you at
Nguyen.
Walmart today. You should have hit me up.
What was that? Joseph Nguyen?
Nguyen, yep.
Yeah.
He's got kids, right?
Nguyen.
He's like-
Yeah,
Kids who go hard.
Yeah, those kids go
They
hard.
really
Like
do.
most
They
people.
keep a gym.
Shouts to you.
Kids go hard.
Love those are good catches, man.
Colleen Shipley. posted
Colleen.
Colleen Shipley posted 100% 10 CP Magic card.
Yo, what up,
Nice.
Colleen? That's
So,
sick.
That's what's up, Colleen. Let me see if anybody else posted anything.
That's awesome.
I don't think so.
Do you have a catch of the year, Steve?
My catch of the year.
I know you'd have to go through your decks.
I
I'm just
mean,
trying to
yeah.
think if you had anything off the top of your
I
head.
mean, Justin blessed me with a few shiny legendaries.
Oh my god.
I'm still wanting 100% legendary. I'm never gonna see
For the
one.
record, I'm never playing on those raid days for anybody else ever.
Yeah, that's some bullshit.
Everyone else gets 5+ shinies. I didn't even get one on, what was it, Zapdos?
Zapdos
Yeah.
that day. How many
Corey
did you
get? 5?
5? Bullshit.
I was so and he got like 96.
Yeah, he got really good ones.
I was so mad.
Fuck Corey.
Fuck Corey.
Oh.
We love you, Corey, but
I
fuck
won't
you.
say that.
I want to get a T-shirt of that. We love you, Corey, but
Fuck you. We should. There's a lot
I
of
say
T-shirts
that like
can
every
be made.
episode.
There's a lot of T-shirts that can be made that we should talk to Irv
Yeah.
and to many people.
Oh man, I'd love to design more T-shirts.
You know, I got 2 catches.
Why
that
don't we?
I think where I hatched. Actually, I got 3. So I hatched 100% Pichu.
Is it
I
shiny
hatched
regular?
a shiny Pichu.
What?
That's the way to go, man.
I traded that shiny Pichu for a Dragon Breath, Dragon Claw, Dragonite, just because
Okay.
I'm a PvP freak. And then post scanners, I was just happened to be driving and playing,
Right on.
you know, doing what I'm not supposed to be
How
doing.
dare you?
And went by Calvary Church, just hit the stop.
Yeah.
Larvitar right there, 98%. Post scanners when everybody was like, "What are we gonna do with those scanners? What are we gonna do?"
This guy is
I got
falling.
this, 98% Larvitar, and I posted it, and I was pretty proud of that because I felt like I finally did something cool.
Sick. How about what about you, Jack? You got a catch of the year?
Not a catch, but I think just like I don't know what you call it.
I
Just
got
like,
a trade of the year for Steve.
Yeah,
but
a
he
trade-
got that fucking 100%.
I know that was bullshit.
Lucky.
No, I think my trade of the year has to go to Noel when
Okay.
he traded me
That
Tropius.
Tropius was cool.
Your
'Cause
fucking
I love my dinosaurs,
Banana dinosaur.
and he's been like my boy for
He
so
was
long.
your buddy for a long
Oh, yeah,
time.
like, and I recently changed him because I just caught an Alolan shiny Raichu.
I saw that.
Yeah, so I was just like, sweet. And I didn't like advertise anywhere because I was just like, he's mine.
Yeah.
And then even like this morning, I didn't tell many people I hatched a shiny Magby.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I just kept that quiet, and it's like a 96% shiny Magby, so he's about to be my pink Magmortar.
Yeah, that's right.
Whenever I get a fucking Sinnoh Stone, Jesus.
Welcome to the club. baby.
Oh god.
I love my shiny Magmortar.
And then what else? I think I was the most proud when I finally got my shiny Growlithe.
That's a good one. That was a hard one
Because
to
that
catch.
He took forever and a day, and like Brian Huber could like attest to me going out to those parks with him, and like I think for like one weekend we spent like 9 hours at
Yeah,
that
I remember
park.
that because I was invited. With
Yeah, like come on,
Dude,
come
not
walk
that
with
one.
us, and like people with common sense are like, no, we have like actual shit to do.
Maybe
We're
if
like,
I had
let's
one of
go
those-
walk.
Like the Yoda hovering wheelchair.
Yeah, psh. But like those ones that like when you finally get it, it's just like such a relief.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And so getting him, I think, was like one of my prides and joy this year.
That's a good one. I think
So-
I'd have to agree on that one. I finally got my shiny Growlithe after I think 1,000 checks. I really love that one. I think my favorite was on the Beldum Community Day. So my whole goal of Beldum Community Day was to get shiny Beldum. I wanted 6 shiny Beldum because I wanted 4 Beldum to be the legs of Exodia. and I wanted
Going
the shiny Matang to be the head of Exodia, and then I wanted my shiny Metagross to be Exodia. I caught 100% shiny Beldum, and it was glorious. So now that's my Exodia, and I think that's my favorite catch of the year. I had a lot of good ones. I had a lot of good hatches. I had a lot of really, really good ones. My first Shinx was like a 98 or 100%.
What the
and
fuck?
Then, I haven't had a shiny one yet. But either way, I think that one was my favorite, my Exodia. It's mainly because of the community aspect. I got to play with my brother a lot.
Yeah.
That sounded weird. But I got to hang out with my brother and play. I love my brother. But anyway, I got to actually hang out with him and play Pokemon Go. Because again, like in the very first episode, I never pictured my brother ever going outside.
Yeah.
He's one of those really competitive gamers, and he likes to be inside and compete all the time. Pokemon Go, we finally got into it, and I think that was one of my favorite moments. So I think that's a special catch for me outside of it being 100% shiny Metagross.
We caught brotherly bonding.
Yeah. But yeah, so you got anything else, man?
I just want to share one more moment that I think we should speak about.
I was scared.
Aurora Masters Discord.
Shout to you.
Grassy Patch.
What up?
Grassy Patch?
Grassy Patch, dog.
Grassy Patch.
I haven't been there in a minute.
The love fest between my man Romper Room Kev. And what was the girl
Katori
name?
Moonblood.
Katori Moonblood. Those emojis.
Oh my god.
I didn't know what was going down.
I was
So
to catch
if any of you
Pokemon.
were Team Rocket, or I think Harmony had access to, but if you ever went to Grassy Patch in Aurora Masters for a while there,
Grassy Patch was a crazy place.
it was lit, dude. That shit was hilarious.
Crazy.
After like 900 Pokemon, I finally stopped
My
playing.
man, Romper Room Kev,
I
shout
need
out
to
to
start
you.
selling a bunch.
You're a Southlands guy. Katori Moonblood, but you're a sweetheart too. We love you around here.
Right on.
But what the fuck was happening in that Grassy Patch?
You know what was happening, man?
This is some,
You know what's
some
happening.
nasty
Someone-
things.
I was innocent.
Someone's trying to get topic, and I don't know which one.
I was pure.
That shit was,
I try to keep my
Nah,
virgin
but-
eyes away from
that
that.
shit was tight, man. I was
That
like,
shit was
"Ooh,
Guys.
No, but I love it. It's community. It's beautiful.
It just
Don't harass people. You know, like, look, everybody. On Aurora Masters, the first fucking page, the FAQ welcome page,
Yes.
there's one explicit fucking rule.
One
One rule. And I can't
to
quote it,
all.
but it's along the lines of, don't harass people.
Don't harass.
No version of harassment will be tolerated. Don't fucking harass people. Please.
I love you, Valor, but some of you guys are harassers.
Yeah, please be good.
Get your shit together.
But hey, that's why we're Valor.
Right on.
Nasty.
Nasty.
But don't harass.
It's alright.
But yeah, anyway, again, shouts to 2018 and you guys in Aurora Masters for sticking it out. Shouts to upcoming 2019 where we're going to make things better,
Yeah.
bigger, better, uncut.
And if you have any, like goals or whatever, like I
Share 'em with
know
us.
I'm always curious to hear people's goals.
Mm.
That's like one of my things with like my job at CDOT is
Yeah.
I run a lot of the wellness stuff, and that's actually something I want to incorporate more. Is wellness information in there to get people out and about, give people kind of ideas for things, and maybe try to look at more local events to
Yeah.
kind of like
Agreed.
jump on, because there's a lot of cool things in Colorado, and I don't think many people in Aurora have been dabbling.
You should have hit me up, man. I run my health and wellness thing at my job, man.
Do you?
Yeah.
Well,
I've been running mine for like 4 years. There you been.
with that, just real quick, no goal, no idea is too small. Share it around, man. Share it with us via Aurora Masters, whether it be on this podcast. If you want to come on, you want to talk about something like you assholes forgot about this entire thing, that's fine. Bring it up, but again, don't be afraid. Again, we're here to be, we're for the people. We're for the community. After Raid Hourz is for the children. It's not. But really though,
Before 8 hours.
before 8 hours is for the children though.
It's for the children.
That's right.
After
SteviePogo before 8 hours is for the children. After 8 hours, gloves are off.
He has his
anything
little
goes.
vest. He's like,
Oh man. So anyway, but
we'll have a
no,
picture of that.
no idea, no goal is too small. If you think losing 5 pounds is too small of a goal, share it with me. I want to know because I love you guys. You guys make us, make us better.
Maybe it's not even losing 5 pounds. Maybe just want to get at some ass. Like that's still a great.
Yeah,
goal.
like I want to get laid 20 times this year. I'd really like that.
Like that's a good goal.
Maybe 300 times. Whatever.
Maybe
I'm
more.
going for Wilt's record.
360.
10,000.
10,000. That's a lot of pipe, dude. But you're talking about that. Yohimbe. We're not sponsored by Yohimbe.
Yeah, they're not gonna check.
But if you want 2 shots, it'll make your pipe game strong. That's all I'm letting you know.
What?
You go 3 rounds. We were talking about that.
You didn't hear about the Yohimbe?
3 rounds, Yohimbe.
Yohimbe, man, it's a vitamin.
Okay.
Of sorts. Woo. Yeah. Anyway, point being,
3-rounder.
Whatever your goals are, share them with us. It could be small, it could be large, it could be aspirational, whatever. You got ideas, share them with us.
Be family
we want to help these things come to fruition. We're like our own little Make-A-Wish Foundation. So, hit us up everywhere we're at, whether that's Discord, whether that's Facebook, whether it's in person, whether you want to send me a letter. Good luck finding where I live. Either way, hit us up, let us know, and we'll go from there.
Right on.
Okay, last remarks?
2019, big things coming.
Big things.
We come around. Big things, man.
Big
Good
things,
vibes.
man.
Good vibes.
Goodness.
That's right, I feel it in me bones.
Jesus. I'm just like.
What about your bones, Jack?
My
And
bones.
I think we close out this year with the
No, stop! I'm just trying to get through this.
Show me your Honda.
Please stop.
And steak over here.
Over there. I'm glad I've never. The second half of the year, I haven't even heard any of that shit.
I know, that's one of the things I'm the most thankful for. It's just the absence of that voice.
Start it right now.
It's been so beautiful, and I don't want any of these young kids to ever be exposed to that outside of a joking manner.
No, you talked about it earlier. We got to know where we came from.
Oh no, we'll have an origins thing. So any of the like original players who were there from day one homies.
The OGs.
Yeah, definitely. Please come out.
Bring it, man.
I think that would be a session, and I'll make sure we have plenty of rum, plenty of vodka,
we got the drinks.
plenty of tequila, or if you don't like it, have plenty of juice.
I don't drink alcohol.
Get the fuck out of here.
Lit off of
No.
Coke. I don't care, man. I don't.
No drugs in my fucking house. Get the fuck out of here.
I meant Coca-Cola, motherfucker.
Okay.
Jeez. Why'd you bring
Jack don't play with
Why'd you bring
drugs.
go to cocaine?
Jack, you don't toot a little bit?
No,
A
maybe.
little sugar booger.
Nope.
Anyway,
You look like you toot.
That's what people think. No, I'm just high on life.
But really, we got
Thank
some
you.
exciting guests lined up. We got some exciting events lined up. 2019 is going to be fucking awesome.
Yes, sir.
And we're
And just know some of you will be
full
reached
charge.
out to because I know some of you have some awesome stories and awesome perspective to share.
That's right. On the next few episodes of After Raid Hourz.
And we most definitely had a goal of a short episode. That shit didn't happen. But it's all good.
Yo, what? We're going out with the bang. So
We're going out with
Happy
the bang.
New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year. And with that, we out.
Please stop.
We out, man. We out.
Bye.